This is the story of James, a man who once walked closely with God but found himself trapped in the darkness of addiction. He had a heart full of faith and a future filled with promise, but life struggles led him down a path he never imagined. James sat alone in his dimly lit apartment, staring at the empty bottles scattered across the floor. He had once been a faithful Christian, a man who had led Bible studies and prayed fervently. But somewhere along the way, life had crushed him. A failed marriage, the death of his mother, and the pressure of a job he hated had driven him into the arms of addiction. At first, it was just an occasional drink to ease the pain, but soon it became his master. Sunday mornings, which were once reserved for church, had turned into mornings of regret and hangovers. He avoided calls from his pastor and ignored the concerned messages from old friends. The shame was overwhelming. How could God love him when he had fallen so far? One evening, as he rummaged through his drawer for another bottle, his hand brushed against a small, worn-out Bible. It was a gift from his mother before she passed. Tears welled up in his eyes as he opened it and saw the words she had underlined. "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Matthew 11, verse 28, ***. James broke down, sobbing. He felt an overwhelming conviction in his heart, a call to return to the Father he had abandoned. In that moment, he cried out to God, not with rehearsed prayers, but with raw desperation. "Jesus, I can't do this alone. I need you." A peace he hadn't felt in years washed over him. It wasn't an instant fix, but it was the beginning of a new journey. He reached out to an old friend from church who connected him with a Christian recovery group. Slowly, step by step, James fought his addiction, not by his strength, but by God's grace. The road wasn't easy. There were moments of relapse, nights of doubt, and days when he wanted to give up. But every time, he clung to God's promises. He started attending church again, immersing himself in Scripture, and surrounding himself with believers who uplifted him rather than condemned him. Months later, as he stood in church, raising his hands in worship, he realized how far God had brought him. He was no longer a slave to his addiction. The chains had been broken. He was free, not because of his own strength, but because of the relentless love of Christ. James knew his journey wasn't over, but he also knew one thing for certain. He was no longer alone. God had never abandoned him. And now, he had a new purpose, to help others who were where he once was, to remind them that no one is too far gone for God's redemption. If the Son sets you free, you'll be free indeed. John 8, verse 36. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel for more stories like this. Thank you,